Good morning, people. How the hell are you? You have to wait a minute. I had to take out my gum because I find that's very obnoxious when you're doing a video of chewing gum. Put a little dip of Copenhagen in there. The tobacco that satisfies. All right. First thing I want to do is explain my thumbnail for today's video. You see that thumbnail? That basketball size little thing there on the wall that looked like it has something hanging from it? That is a paper hornet's nest. We find them down here in the woods most of the time, every year or so. Most of the time, they're little ones like that. Very rarely do you see a basketball size one, and I like them, and I can sell them. But the thing is, they're full of hornets, and if you know anything about paper hornets, them goddamn things are that big, about that big, and I think they have a personality. Them sons of bitches. Them sons of bitches. Hi, Chew. I went to kill one under my neighbor's eaves up here, and I did it at night. And I had a wasp spray that would shoot 25 feet or better. I think I stood back about 10 yards. It was at night, so I know the wasps weren't going to be out, but he had a yard light on. I sprayed the nest, the hole, right at the hole. One wasp came out of that hole. One wasp came out of that hole and hit me 30 feet away, right in the head. Oh my God, did that hurt. And I swear to God, I could see its eyes as it was coming for me. It was pissed off. It had animosity in its eyes. Hate, I believe. It was, I swear to God, that thing knew that I was spraying the poison, and it just followed that stream right back and hit me in the head. I killed the rest of them, and we knocked the nest down, and it was just a small one. It wasn't very big. This one I found down in my North Draw several years ago. And what you got to do is wait until after the first good hard freeze, because they migrate. They leave a few in the nest for when they come back in the spring, but they migrate, they leave. And so you go up and you cut the branch down. You do a little bit of movement as you can. You snip off around, and then you drop it, or you have your wife hold the bag, or take the nest from you, put it in a garbage bag, and then you just take it up the house or wherever, and you spray it full of insecticide. Tie it closed, and you hang it out someplace cold all winter, out in the garage, out in your shed, wherever. Hang it out back from your eaves, doesn't matter. Just leave it out where it can freeze. Full of insecticide. You're a bee killer. And you come back in the spring, and you open it up and take it out, and you actually shake it, and there'll be 2 or 3 bees that come out of it, if they'll come out. But there are 2 or 3 bees left in there, and you shake them out. And then what I did with this one is I made a nice backing made out of a piece of wood with bark on it yet. Drilled a hole in there and put the branch in and glued it. But the bee's nest itself, I took clear lacquer, and I don't know how many coats I put on that thing, but I sprayed it. I'll bet 5 times. It was almost like it was soaked. There was lacquer dripping off of it. And up into the hole also, as far up in there as you can reach. And that seemed to preserve it pretty good. I've had other ones that I haven't done anything with. I've left them out in the shed, and they were kind of crappy ones anyway, but I left them out in the shed for 2 or 3 years. And what happened is that the paper, because it's just paper, just seems to fall apart. So you need to preserve it somehow, and I did that with clear spray lacquer. So not a big deal. One thing I want to talk about, guys, is I trade with Silver Selling Machine. Sometimes I send her pennies, rolls of pennies. She sends me Canadian coins. And then I go through the Canadian stuff, see what I want to keep, what I don't. I did find one. She sent me a whole pile of beaver nickels. I found a 1948, 47, sorry. A 1947, and that's one of those, it's got the 12 sides on it. It's not round. Oh, shit. There it goes. It's got the 12 sides on, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. On the inside of the rim, there you can kind of see it. Right there. Anyway, I found this one, which is really nice. So that one will go in the separate pile. That's King George VI in 1947. Yet King George VI was a young man when he took the throne. Most of the other ones I have are newer ones in the 60s and onward that have Queen Elizabeth on. I don't really collect them. These older ones, 50s, 40s, on back, I will collect those. Dime's also the same way. But I found one buffalo or one beaver nickel like this. You know, these beaver nickels to me are the same as buffalo nickels, the American collectors. I found one of these. All right. Now, all of these nickels are clad, right? There it is. There's my magnet. They're all clad. Every one of them was clad in that bunch. Somebody tell me how come I found a 1986 beaver nickel, Queen Elizabeth on it, that's non-magnetic. Magnet will not stick to it. Put it on my Sigma. It will not test for pure 90, 80, or 50% silver. It won't test for copper. It won't test for anything. All right. And I weighed it, and it weighs about the same as a regular nickel. Just within a few tenths of a gram difference. And I've had some nickels that weigh 3.86 grams. I got some that weigh 4.3, and that one weighed 4.3 something, 7 something. So, all right, the weight's the same. It's non-magnetic. It won't test for any precious metal on my verifier. So what's it made out of? It's not aluminum, otherwise it would be lighter. It's not aluminum, otherwise it would be lighter. I don't know. That one was perplexing. Especially for a 1986. I went through my brother's Canadian nickels. He wanted to know what they were worth and blah blah blah. So I took the magnet and I got a rare earth magnet, a couple, 2, 3 of them, and I went through all of his nickels, and I sorted out everything that was clad. He had a lot of clad, and evidently there's some silver nickels. I got to do some. I got to do some research on that, but I don't know what it is. So I contacted an expert. Frosty, I'm sorry I didn't send it to you this time. But I sent this one to Joe Durbin up at Durbin Auctions in Garrison, Minnesota, so that he could take a look at it and see what he thinks. That went out in the mail yesterday. All right, that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Hi, Shift Kicker. How you doing? How you feeling? I hope you are feeling better. Much, much better. Oh, yeah, coffee. You know, guys, I want to show you a couple of things. And I don't know if you have it or not. I will keep talking while I leave, but I got a couple of things I want to show you. And it's good for you. It's very, very good for you. But I doubt many people use this. I doubt many people use this at all. We use it in the Army. We had to have it as a kind of muscle builder. I go to Finish Line Horse Products, and I get this performance builder. It improves muscle growth and overall well-being. Usually use it in young horses, colts and young horses for building muscles. But I buy this, and here are the product facts. It promotes healthy muscle growth, development, and function, and is safe and effective for weanlings, yearlings, older horses, and pre-sale horses. Contains no anabolic steroids. All right. It says for equine use only. Keep sealed, store in a cool, dry place. Use a newer wash bottle pump. I don't use a bottle pump. I just pour it. Keep out of reach of children. And this product should not be given to animals intended for human consumption. So here's what's in it, though. It's an Ori Zamax blend, Zamax blend, L-leucine, kale, and methanine. And the Zamax is a proprietary blend of gamma oryzanol, calcium, HMB, spinach, beet powder, tart cherry, carrot, and ascorbyl palmitate, and I'm sure that's for preservative. Purified water. These are the inactive ingredients. Purified water, pea powder, brewer's yeast, citric acid, apple fiber, honey, xanthan gum, apple cider vinegar, salt, sodium saccharin, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, and butterscotch flavor. That's what I put in my coffee every day. Now, here's the, let's see. Is there a dosing formula on here? Give, for a 1,000-pound horse, 1 fluid ounce daily. So how much is an ounce? Not much. It's a tablespoon, basically. So 1 tablespoon divided by 1,000 is what? A drop. Do not exceed recommended amount. Can be given during or after mealtime. Can start animals on product once weaned and continue use. So I put a drop of this in my coffee every morning. All right. But the other thing that we used in the Army was this one. All right. This is for healthy joints in horse, dog, and cat. Active ingredients are glucosamine, shellfish source, ascorbic acid, MSM, yucca, and sodium hyaluronate, and ginkgo biloba. Inactive ingredients: aloe vera gel, apple cider vinegar, apple flavor, Boswellia serrata, calcium citrate, citric acid, vitamin B12, FD&C red 40 and 3. I don't like that. Glycerol, honey, magnesium phosphate, octacasanol, potassium sorbate, pyridoxine, that's HCI, that's vitamin B6, vitamin B2, sodium benzoate, sodium saccharin sorbitol. It's got a little sugar in, superoxide, dismutase, water, and xanthan gum. This is glucosamine. It's got 5,000 milligrams per ounce of glucosamine, 1,000 milligrams per ounce of ascorbic acid, and 25 milligrams per ounce of sodium hyaluronate, MSM, Yucca, and Yucca. All right, the dosing instructions for this are 1 fluid ounce is 31 grams. Okay, yeah. 1,000-pound horse. You are to give, and this is for dog size, okay, 1 teaspoon for 25 pounds of body weight for the first 8 days, then give half a teaspoon per 25 pounds of body weight daily thereafter. And for cats, you give an adult-sized cat 1/4 teaspoon daily. Shake well before using, which I don't a lot of times. But for me, at 230 pounds, that'd be 8, 9. That would be 9, be 4.5 teaspoons per day. So what is 4.5 teaspoons? That's one good dribble in my coffee cup. That's all it is. But that's for your joints, man. We used to put this in our water when we went to the field. This stuff is good for your joints, especially if you're walking lots of miles with a heavy rucksack. Those are my supplements. Yep, I get horse stuff. I also take a zinc and magnesium supplement, and I also drink tonic water. Tonic water with not ivermectin, but yeah. No, I forget what I was. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, I'll think of it in a little bit. Hi, Chad. How are you? Hi, Hidden is here. All right, very good. What I want to talk about today was really how to protect yourself, you guys. I know a lot of you guys live in cities or close to a large metropolitan areas. I do not. I used to live Army bases. When I left high school, joined the Army, lived in, where was I permanently stationed? In Fort Riley, Kansas. So you got Manhattan, Kansas, which is a college town, and you got Junction City, which is Junktown. That's the off-base military town that a lot of places have. It's like Fort Bragg and Fayetteville, and whatever. But I got married when I got out of the Army first time. Yeah, first time. No, second time. Okay, when I got out of the Army the first time, I came back here to the country, started working for a guy, construction work and logging. And I moved to central Minnesota, and I was logging up there for him for a year and a half or so before I went back in the Army. I went back in the Army, and I was stationed Fort Devens, Massachusetts, which is a half hour from Boston, 45 minutes from Boston. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour from Boston. So we used to go to Boston every once in a while. Most of the time, we went to New Hampshire. I had a buddy that lived up there, and so we went up to New Hampshire all the time. And that's where we did our ski training, and did a lot of skiing. Started dating my wife out there. She was from back here, and we were doing this long distance thing. Anyway, I got out of the Army in 1983, and we got married. A month after that, moved to Kansas City, Missouri. I was living on Troost Avenue in Kansas City, Missouri, right over by the Marine Corps Finance Center down there on Troost. Until we could afford a better apartment, and we moved over to Overland Park, Kansas. We were on the Missouri side and on Troost, and then we went to the Kansas side to Overland Park. Nice apartment over there. Well, I finally got done with DeVry with my tech school down there. Got a job with the Department of the Army, and we moved to western suburb of Chicago. Where do we go? Where are we at? Naperville, someplace like that. And then we bought a house in Bolingbrook, which is just north of Aurora, or no, just north of Joliet, a little bit east of Aurora, west of Chicago by about 20 minutes, and 15 minutes till downtown. Anyway, so I've lived in some big cities. Well, from Chicago, then we moved to Washington, Iowa, down southern Iowa, which is south of Iowa City, or the University of Iowa and college town. But it was a town of like 7,000 people, maybe, whatever. And we bought a house there, and then we moved back up here to northern Iowa, where I am 3 hours or 2.5 hours from Minneapolis. I'm 7 hours from Chicago. I'm 3 hours from Des Moines. I'm a good 5 hours from the Quad Cities. Yeah, so away from Omaha, Kansas City, St. Louis, Quad City, Chicago, around. I think closest to us would probably be Rochester, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right over there. And even though I'm out in the country, I don't take my safety for granted. I have a handgun. Can't show it to you right up here. I got it in my hand. It's a PSA Glock 3 Gen clone. Got a 380 right here in the drawer. I got another one right out there, and another PSA Glock 3 Gen clone out there in my entryway where I go to answer the door. I have a AR in my truck. Plus, I have my Glock 43 in my truck. I go in my shop. I have a 12-gauge shotgun, and I got my Canik Elite SC out there that are loaded. Also, I'm a CCP-07 that's loaded. So my other shed, I also have one. So I always have a gun really close. If it's not on me and I'm working, it's real close. So I don't take my safety for granted. Just telling you what I got. There are 5 CZs right down here. I got 6 CZs. I ordered another CZ. I sold one CZ. So I'm looking at getting a couple more yet. Anyway, I've got a lot of guns. See behind me? Those are my American World War II, Korea, Vietnam era guns. And over there in that gun case are my Soviet style. So there's a Mosin Nagant, SKS, Type 56, AK, AKM, not AKM, 47 and 74, blah blah blah. So those are the these are the collector guns here, and whatever. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was when you're going out to the city. If you live in the country, you go in the city, you're always carrying some kind of a weapon. If you don't carry a weapon, you should carry a weapon of some type or another. How about a baton, a collapsible staff, a folder, a lockback? Not saying you have to have a neck knife, but neck knives are nice. I just can't wear one. It's got to be in my pocket or on my belt. I do have a shoulder harness for 45, but you should have a weapon. And if you're kind of crippled like I am, I don't need a walking stick, but I will use a walking stick where I can get away with it, or a cane. Canes will let me take on aircraft with me if I have to go any place by aircraft anymore. Last place I had to go was to Philadelphia. So we went through the Minneapolis St. Paul airport, flew out to Philadelphia and back, and I did that all with my cane. They allow my cane on the airplane with me. It's a wooden cane, so when they put it through the X-ray belt, nothing. Okay, great. But it's a hell of a weapon, a hell of a defensive weapon. You just have to know how to use it. So you're going into town, you're going to the big city, going to a concert, you're going to the airport, you're going someplace. Take a weapon with you. One that's legal for you to carry, where you're at, where you're going on the plane, legal all the way, but still a weapon, or it can be used as a weapon. And you have to be thinking in your head, when you go to the airport, you're traveling to the airport, you're in the airport, you're in line, blah, 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 going through security. What are you expecting to see? What is normal? That's what you expect to see. You expect to see normal. Well, what is normal? You have to know in your head what is normal, what people look like, how they act, how things are supposed to proceed. What's the process? And then while you're looking at all of this, you're assessing the situation. As you're looking at everything, you're assessing the situation. And if you don't do that, you need to get in a habit of doing that now. You assess your situation. When I go to the door, what I expect when I open that door is nobody to be on the other side. What happens if someone is on the other side? So that's what you got to start thinking about. All right. When you're going to airports, you're going to concerts, you're going shopping, you're going to the Mall of America, you're going down to Navy Pier, you're going to the Science and Art Museum, wherever. You're going to the Cubs Stadium, you're going down to see the Bears at that stadium, or the White Sox. Guard your personal information. Where do you keep most of your personal information, ladies? In your purse, right? All right. Most women know not to take a large purse with them to an outdoor activity like that. Take what you need for personal identification. You need your driver's license, of course. You need your cash, and you need your debit card. That's all you need. Put it in your front pocket. Don't carry anything in your back pocket. That's all you need. When I go to a concert, I take my driver's license out of my wallet, take my ticket, I take my debit card and cash. All that can be real thin, slipped into my front pocket. That's all I take, man. If I'm flying from Minneapolis to Philadelphia to see my daughter, I take my wallet. I put my wallet in my front pocket over on the left side. Don't carry it in my back pocket. It can always get bumped out of your back pocket onto a seat, taxi seat, Uber seat, airplane seat, public transportation seat. People can lift your pocket easily from the back, not so from the front. Okay, so guard that personal information. Also, when you're talking to people, and I talk to people a lot. When I go to concerts, I talk to everybody on the left of me, right of me, back of me. I try to make a 360 and talk to everyone. Talk to everyone. Be surprised how much personal information I can gain just by carrying on normal everyday conversation. You have to be aware when you're talking to people not to give away too much of your personal information by talking. I gave you a lot of personal information at the beginning of this video, telling you how many guns I got and where I got them. Well, you don't actually know how many guns I got. You know I got a lot of them, but you don't know how many. You don't know what kind of security system I got set up around this house or in the house or in the shed. You don't know that. You don't know where I keep my silver or gold. A lot of you know that I have it in a commercial vault. I get too much here, it goes to the commercial vault, and I start all over. So I don't keep that much here. And see, that is personal information right there. I just told you where I keep it. Hey, hidden. Yeah, the Canada collector. I bought, I was on Durbin yesterday. I bought 2 items that, well, I bought one. Another guy was bidding on it when it got too much for him. He had to leave, so he left. And I knew he wanted it because he didn't have one. So I bought it and I had him ship it to him. And then somebody did that for me too. They ran me up and I got the bid. And then Durbin gave me the Durbin discount, of course. And then he said, send it to Mr. Huffman, I'll pay for it. Well, what the hell? I don't know why he bid me all the way up then. He just did. I don't know why, but it was very nice of him because it was one that I did not have. I really needed it for my collection. And I thought, well, and he said something about paying it forward when you can. Yeah, I've done that before, and people have done that to me before. So then I got down to the end, and he was bidding on something, and he wasn't going to get the bid, so I bought it, and I had it sent to him. Oh no, he bought it, and I just offered to pay for it. That was it. Yeah, he bought it, and I just offered to pay for it, and I paid for it. And the other one that I got from him, I needed, and I bought one other one I needed. Other than that, there were probably 3 other Canadian items I just let go. I just let them go because I already have them. So somebody else can. I know there are other people that collect Canadian stuff, and so if I have one of something, I don't need 18 of them, so I'll let somebody else buy them. What the hell, you know? All right, guarding your personal information. The next thing is keeping yourself physically fit. That's one thing I really lack on right now. When I was young, worked on a farm, worked in construction, worked logging. Even when I worked for the Department of the Army, I'm carrying heavy ass radios around and multiple night vision devices. I mean, hundreds of them of PBS-7s. They have to be purged and checked every 6 months. So they have to go to all the units in the state, pick up all their PBS-7s, bring them back to shop, do the paperwork, go through them all, repurge them all. And you're carrying 8, 10, 12 of them at a time, both arms full. So even then, I was hunting a lot, dragging deer, doing whatever, butchering. I butcher out in my shed. Still, I have a butchering room out in my shed out there. I have a butchering room. It is 35 by 20, 35 by 20, something like that. And I have a 8 by 10 walk-in cooler. I got a sharp freezer in my butcher room, a sharp freezer outside. Everything stainless steel. A 3-tub stainless steel sink, hot, cold water, a water treatment system, water softening system out there. I have a drain with an oil water separator that goes out to the field tile. So yeah, we butcher, and we're putting up uh, uh, a big beef rack so we can hang beef on it, halves of beef, and work on it. Say we had skin a cow, butcher cow, split it in half, split it in quarters, roll it over the door of the butcher room, carry it in, flop it on the table. Yeah, we can do all that. And it goes all the way over to the cooler. So all you gotta do is just unhook it and walk it right into the cooler. It's right there. Anyway, and I there are 2 big bandsaws in there, one huge grinder, small grinder, a couple of slicers for hams and bacons. What else we got in there? Oh my God. Electronic scales for large items, small items, spices. And I have to go out there today because I'm dehydrating tomatoes and peppers. Started them last night. What else is out there? There's a regular kitchen stove, an oven out there, a dehydrator, a vacuum sealer. Oh man, knives up the wing wang. You name it. I got it. I got it. All right. So physical fitness. I'm still, but when I was in the Army and younger, I was a lot fitter. Even though I had injuries from the Army, oh man, I have a compression fracture of my L1. It is squished together at the front to the point where the muscles in my back were compensating for the loss of structural integrity when I was younger, when I was in shape, push-ups, sit-ups, 2-mile run, blah. Used to love to run, but from all the years of rucking and heavyweight, my ankle started to say my tibia is right here. My foot started to go like that to the outside, to the point where my tibia was actually slipping off my ankle. So I had to have that fused. I went to the VA, had a fuse, and what they did was they took 2 big deck screws and they went down through my ankle bone, the tibia and my ankle bone, and tried to deck screw that into my foot, which didn't work. So, needless to say, 11 years later, I had to have it redone. So we had to take those 2 screws out. My surgeon went through the side of my ankle, cut that open, put a steel plate or a plate in there between the ankle and the foot, and then took a rod and pushed it up through my heel, up through my ankle bone, and through the plate and into my tibia about 8 inches. So needless to say, that is never going to go like this ever again, because it can't. It cannot. There's a steel plate with a rod that runs through that up into my ankle or up into my tibia. It cannot go like that anymore. So now I walk like a pirate with a peg leg. But instead of a peg, I got a foot down there. Now I can't feel the foot. There's a lot of neuropathy there. I can feel my toes. Yes, I can feel my toes. But the bottom of my foot, I can't feel. There's just no feeling there at all. I mean, if you rub it real hard with your other foot, yeah, you can feel it. But when you walk on it, no, you can't. And so it makes it difficult to walk on uneven ground. But you don't know how high you're lifting your foot, for one thing, and your foot doesn't go like this. It doesn't tilt. So it's very hard walking up and down stairs. So you have to kind of stump up and down stairs. So I don't run anymore. Can't play basketball anymore. Used to love to play basketball and run. And I can't do either anymore. I can walk, but that's about all I can do. And I ride a lot of the places I got to go. If I got to go down to the shed, which is a couple hundred yards away, I get in a pickup and drive down there. You know, any place on this farm, I got to go, and I got 3 acres here. I drive 4-wheeler or pickup or whatever. Most of the time, I got to take stuff out to the bees. I got to take my my chainsaws out to the wood pile or whatever. My water refreshments in the truck. So yeah, that works out that way. Anyway, keep yourself in good physical shape. I am not. I'm 68 years old. My body, when I turned 68, I think I officially turned old. My body just really started hurting very badly. It hurt before that, but not as bad as it does now. So that tells me I sit in this fucking chair too much. I need to be outside doing a little more work. So when I go outside after this, I got to put some duct tape on beehive entrances and seal them up a little bit. I got to go stack some wood, my firewood. I got to go stack firewood. And then I got to go down and check on my tomatoes and peppers that I'm dehydrating. And then I don't know what else. Oh, I got to load up some steel metal, take up to the recycling place. I get paid for that stuff, so I got to load up a load. Yeah, I still take apart big screen monitors, computers, microwave ovens, old stoves, old refrigerator. Take that stuff apart and junk it, and I sell that stuff. All right, so keep yourself in good physical shape. Do what you can. Don't become a lazy ass and sit on the couch just because you hurt. Get outside and do something, man. Physical. Do something physical. I'm doing something now. I'm sitting here talking to you, but I'm not doing anything physical. I will in a little bit. Next thing, area denial. You live out in the country like this, or you even live in an apartment, or you live, let's say, a house in the burbs or whatever. Denial of the area. You don't want anybody in your personal space on your property. So there are plantings, shrubs. Oh, rose bushes are good ones. Raspberry bushes are another good one. In front of your windows. Lights, outdoor cameras, driveway alerts. The invisible beam that goes across your driveway. Somebody drives in, sounds an alarm in your house. You can get up and look out the window. A lot of times I have headphones on. I'm on YouTube. I don't hear somebody knocking or ringing the doorbell. So what we did do was my wife got me another doorbell that's wireless, and it plugs into my the plug-ins up here on the desk or in my bedroom, and it's got this big light on it that flashes and a loud sound, so I can hear it over the sound in my headphones. That's been real good. Cameras, yes. I have a yard light up here in the yard. I have a yard light down there on my other shed. So I have 2 yard lights that light up everything from the road back in. I have a door light on the back sliding door, which usually stays locked. But there's a light out there. There's a light at this door on the mudroom up here. There's a light over on this front door here. There's a yard light, and then there's another yard light. So we got plenty of lights. As far as plantings around our house, we don't have any because all of my windows are 7 foot high, basically. So there you go. Area denial. Yes, that's what you want to do. Deny someone access to your property unless you want them on your property. Check your habits. If you find that you have habits that are not good for your own personal or your family safety, change them. Make a conscious effort to change your habits. If you do not carry a weapon every day, change that. You should carry a weapon every day, some form of weapon every day. If that just means a lockback knife, if that's all that means, and you can't carry anything over 3 inches, then get a smaller one. Gerber makes a smaller one, that long, 2-inch blade. Really, really good. Cheap, 20 bucks, 22 bucks. Good blade. Nice little lockback. I've actually gutted deer with that. What is something else? Like I said, my cane. Take your cane with you. Carry your sidearm with you. If that's not practical, have it within arm's reach all the time. How about you carry a pen in your pocket or a couple pens in your pocket all the time if you're going out somewhere. Usually they're not going to take these away from you if you have a pen in your pocket at TSA or at a concert or whatever. But a pen makes a hell of a weapon. Let me tell you. You want that right here? You want that up into there? Up into there? Through there? Through there? Down through here? I don't think you want that. These pens, even these pens, make a hell of a weapon. A pencil, all right. A lot of you guys watch John Wick and you watch him kill a guy with a pencil, right? Yeah, possible. Pencil's going to break probably, but not before it does some damage. Anyway, that pencil held like this is a hell of a weapon, and it's not going to break as easy. How about your car keys? These are just keys to my shop. These aren't even my car keys. But a carabiner makes a nice weapon. If you can't get one on your finger, on your hand, to use as a knuckle, you can hold them in your hands like this to hit someone. You can also hold them between your hand, like your knuckles, like this. Just get in the habit of doing that when you're walking your car. Put your keys in your hand like that. How about, speaking of parking lots, how about when you go to Walmart or Fairway or wherever, Food Pride or wherever you're going? When you pull in the parking lot, try not to always pull up so close that you're squished in between all these other cars. Kind of try and park away from people. Not only does that help prevent dings and door knocks in your car and stuff, or carts running into them, but it also allows you a little time. Time is one of your biggest friends. Park away. You pull in the parking lot, scan the area around you. You see anybody loitering. What you should see are people walking in, walking out, always moving, walking in, walking out, with carts, without carts, walking in, walking out, loading their cars, taking their carts back to the cart corral, going back to their car. Just watch, just look. Do you see anybody loitering, not moving, just standing by a car, just standing between a couple cars, by a light post, just looking? You see someone outside the store that's not going in, not going out. And if they're waiting for a car to pick them up, there'll be a car there real quick to pick them up. Pretty quick. Because the husband's always watching. Or the wife has called him and said, hey, I'm at the front of the store, pick me up. Okay, so he's going to be up there real quick. You see someone standing up there that's not doing anything but just looking at people, just watching. Those should be red flags, man. Those should be red flags. Same thing when you come out of the store. What do you normally expect to see when you come out of the store? You got your shopping cart full of crap, you got your arms full. First off, you should never have your arms full. You should have a shopping cart. Why? A shopping cart gives you space. Space makes time, right? There's space between you and an attacker. Between you and an attacker, there's space there. You, shopping cart, attacker. And you can go around like that, right? To keep that attacker at bay. If somebody's going to try and follow you and they're close behind you, you can always dump that cart right in their path. I know it's hard to do after you spend a couple $100 on groceries or whatever, but you can do that. Should never have your arms completely full of stuff to where you can't get to a weapon. True, you can throw those groceries at a person, but that person's too close to you at that time. So if you're one of those people who are used to carrying out 2 arms of groceries or 2 hands full of groceries, bags and bags of stuff, plastic bags now, maybe you want to change your habits a little bit. Take that shopping cart out there, take the extra few seconds to take that cart back to the cart corral. You still have that empty cart between you and another person, an attacker. Space equal time, and time is your friend. Don't go out looking for trouble. If you're one of those people who goes to bars at night, nightclubs or wherever, even concerts, I've had to call security at concerts a few times. Guys are causing problems. I could easily get involved in that, but I'm not going to. I don't want to be arrested. I don't want to be thrown out of the concert. I paid money to see the concert. That's what I want to do. I don't need to get into that. And everybody that drug out of a concert by security, you're getting arrested. You're going to spend the night in jail. That's just all there is to it, man. So don't go looking for trouble. You know, you don't need to look for trouble. Trouble will find you. I mean, the odds are against us. If we don't look for it, we won't find it. A lot of times, hopefully. But one of the biggest things you can do is be that type of person who apologizes. You know, you bumped into somebody. Oh, sorry, man. Didn't mean to do that. You know, and there are people who get a little bit too much booze. And what do you mean you're sorry? Fucking idiot. Yeah, you're right. Fucking idiot. And just kind of diffuse the situation and back away. If you're somebody that likes to drink and you got a little bit too much in you, and somebody else has somebody too much in them, and they make that comment, you're thrown down. And that's what I mean. Don't go looking for, try to diffuse the situation. And if you can't, get the hell away from it. And that means put another person between you and the attacker. maneuver yourself around some other people and leave. Just leave. Get out of there before somebody can set an ambush or a trap for you. If they leave the establishment first, and there have been words said between you and another person, you can assume, as soon as you leave, that in that parking lot you're going to be attacked. I was. I spent a couple months in a hospital, 2 weeks in an induced coma, so the brain swelling could go down. And I had to leave the right frontal skull fracture heal. So yeah, that was an attack in a parking lot. I have since changed my habits. So, guys, look, be aware of your surroundings. Then the next thing and last thing is don't look like a victim. There are plenty of people out there that are predators. I mean, that we're evil, hairless monkeys. There are people who want to take advantage of weaker people, take what they have, up to and including their life. So don't look like a victim. Walk with purpose, walk with confidence, look people in the fucking eye. Don't stare at them, but look them in the eye. Look away. Look them in the eye. Look away. And keep on going. Stand upright. Don't slouch. Don't slump. Don't look like a pussy. Sorry. That's just the way, that's the way it is. That's my language. That's the way I describe stuff. Don't look like some effeminate piece of crap. Oh, yes, I hear from the ladies now. There are women out there who can kick my ass. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. Plenty of them. But what I'm telling you is don't be someone who looks like a victim. If you're going to stand out in a crowd, you want to be the guy that wears the top hat and the nice three-piece vest, shirt, tie, coat, what? Then be prepared, be confident. Or if you don't want any trouble from anybody, you don't want to stand out, you just want to be left alone, be the gray man. Be someone that no one sees. Be the guy that, or the gal that blends into the background, that's just part of the crowd, that doesn't stand out. That's that's the way I get by. I try to blend in, not stand out. Be part of the crowd. What else we got here? Yeah, we got that old saying that about young versus old. How young people are physically fit and active and all that other good stuff, and old guys are a little wiser and more treacherous. That's true. That's true. I try to not be around crowds that are primarily older high school to mid-20s crowd. I try not to be around them. They are more alcohol fueled, more prone to violence, don't have any understanding of consequences for their decisions and for their actions. So I try and associate with crowds that are a little older, a little wiser, a little more mature, working age people, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Because we just, the 30s and 40s, 50s, those are the people that just want to be left alone. Go to work, raise their family, just want to be left alone. Just want to be left alone. And it's fine. I'll leave them alone. Unless I'm, approached and talked to first. I don't go out of my way to make conversation with anyone. If I can help it, I try not to. I see everyone left the chat and really wants to, but that's okay. We're at an hour and I got talked about what I wanted to talk about. So I'm just going to recap here a little bit. What do you expect to see? What's normal? What is your normal? What is normal for that experience that you're doing, right? Shopping, grocery shopping, Walmart shopping, whatever, concert, baseball game, football game, whatever. What is normal? What should people be doing? And what do you expect to see? And if you don't see that, something's wrong. Always pay attention to your gut. Always pay attention to red flags. And when you're doing that, you're assessing your baseline situation. You're assessing what's normal, what's not, what is. Guard your personal information. Oh, I don't want to hear you. Guard your personal information. Only take what's needed. Put it in your front pocket. Don't keep anything in your back pocket. Keep yourself as physically fit as possible. Carry a weapon of some type all the time, every time, all the time, every day, all day. Area denial around your property, around your residence, around your car even. Check your habits. Change them if necessary. You have to. You have to do that. Keep yourself safe all the time. That's not just a one-time thing. That's all the time. All the time. All of these things are all the time. They're all the time. Every situation. Don't go out looking for trouble. Just don't. Stay away from it. Run away from it if you have to. If you can, if you have to, get away. Get in a car, get out, just do whatever. Don't look like a victim, man. Look like a predator. Look like you're someone who belongs there. All right? That's all I got for you. Hopefully you found that a little bit useful. Hopefully. Maybe next time I'll have some packages to open and something to show you. Something fun. All right, I got to go out and stack wood, go see my bees, go do some dehydrating and load up some metal. So see you later, man. Forgot. Vote.